Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another working title sports show.
See, look at you. Oh crap, everything's falling on my side. Oh my god, everything's falling. Everything's falling.
Oh
Hi, how
man,
is everybody doing? How's
yeah,
everybody? Shit,
I will
how's
say this.
everybody?
Me and D, we're baseball fans. D, did you see the new starter jackets that's happening with the baseball teams?
Oh my god.
They look
Have
so
you
great. I kind of want the
uh,
Baltimore Orioles one.
hey, but here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. And I should have got pictures. There's a big problem that's going on.
Why?
See, I saw the starter jackets, they look nice. You know what don't look nice?
What?
The jerseys. Have you seen these
Oh,
ugly
is it
jerseys?
is it the jerseys that are breathable? Because I saw in
No,
the
all right.
news about like the controversy where they had to make adjustments to where the players like that they're breathable, but apparently there's another issue that's popping up.
It's a combination of not just of being of the breathable stuff and the material that they use, but the stitching is terrible.
Ooh,
Nike bought them out for I think the next 10 years maybe because they took it from Majestic. And they was like, we putting the Nike swoosh on everything, yada yada yada, woo woo woo, all that nice stuff. And these some ugly stitch. And I'm talking, yo, it looked like okay. One of the things that bother me is a few people will probably notice playing Madden. You ever play Madden and you can notice like why does the name on the back look so spaced out or why does it look jumbled in? It looked like it came off of a bad video game. Half of these jerseys, man. This is just the preseason, man. Everybody already complaining about the jerseys, man.
yeah.
So God,
Homage is doing the starter. It's Homage starter, and the
mm-hmm.
Orioles one is sold out, and I'm mad.
See but as far as like the hats, still new era. The starter jackets, I did see the starter jackets. I want to know how to. I'm going to actually
Actually,
go through a couple of them.
I can bring it up on mine. Hold on.
So let's see that jump, man, because I didn't get to see the baseball. Speaking of baseball games, the Dodgers and the Padres, they had their preseason game, and the Dodgers like laid 8 freaking runs on these niggas in
All right.
in one inning.
So this is the Nationals one. I love
Hmm.
it. I love it. I like it.
It's
If
the
I was a
freshness.
Nationals fan, I would get it. No
It says the
problem.
district on that junk. I like that. Yeah, the little starter jack. Yeah,
165. Yeah, about right.
165. That is not bad.
Yeah.
Shoot, man. Look at
Somebody
Dodgers.
was saying the Red Sox one looked dope as shit, which it does.
It's the Red Sox one, man. The one thing I do like about baseball gear is that there is care that gets put into these like in little jackets and stuff like that, and the hats and all that. That's why the jerseys, I think that's just upsetting everybody so much.
Because it could
Is
have been so perfect. It was just like, damn, y'all
and
messed this up.
of course that look at that joint, that classic Orioles
Orioles
Magic.
magic.
I feel like they can have a
I
different
thought they
thing
were
for
gonna
that.
put the actual Orioles in it. That's why I assumed they were gonna do.
Or it'd be like a big headed Edgar Allan Poe with a baseball bat or something,
Nah,
something.
nah, nah. I hope Homage goes for college because I would take a Terps one and it has Fear the Turtle in it or some shit.
Yeah. You would think like some of those that would have a certain like logo that we all recognize and all that. Speaking
Astros
of,
one looked dope as shit though.
let me see that jump real quick. Let me see that. Oh, the classic
Oh
Astros.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
What's the inside of that shit? That's
Home run.
home run. I like that. See, I like that. That's sold out. Of course
That's
it
pretty
is.
good.
Yeah. But
Pretty
yeah,
good.
speaking of college basketball, shout out to LSU. I saw LSU in Tennessee when I was waiting for food in God, what was that? Outback Steakhouse. I was watching the game of that. Man, I really thought the Lady Vols was going to run away with this little sneak win, and then LSU was like, "Oh, we LSU." And these girls, when I say they chokehold the defense put these girls in a chokehold and ran them down. Chris, it was like a eight. They had like the Volunteers had an 8 point lead. Not only did these girls run them down, but then they added on another 15 points at the end of the game.
Dude, fucking
So man, it was a pretty decent game.
old girl that coaches South Carolina, they've been whooping people's asses for free.
Yeah, South Carolina is the scary team right now with the women right now, man. Ohio State, I did not respect that gangster until they put hands on the girls I like, which was the Lady Terps. I did not respect that gangster. I did not recognize what they what they
Ohio,
had.
the Ohio State basketball program is pretty good
Ooh,
because
I keep sleeping on Ohio State basketball, yeah. I keep whether it is the men or the women, I keep
I say the
forgetting who they.
women, just like with the Terps, the women Ohio State is better than the men's Ohio State.
I agree. I agree.
Just
I
is what
agree.
it
But that's
is.
no. That's nothing against the men because the men for the late like I always sleep on them, no matter who they have there or whatever. I never like. I keep on forgetting that it's not a powerhouse, but then there ain't nobody to sleep on. That's not a
Hmm.
team you sleep on, man, because they have, and that's what that's the thing to get me. Why is all the talent in the SEC and the Big Ten? It's so unfair to me.
Well, like we talked about this when it came to football season, where it was like in football season, everybody's like, "Oh man, the SEC, da da da," and I was like, "Guys, you're not looking at the bigger implications because come basketball season, this is going to be chaos."
It is gonna be chaos, man. It always is, man. I think I will say this when it comes to to at least to the women's side, it is really Big Ten or the SEC and
Or
everybody.
ACC if you're feeling lucky.
If the ACC show up, speaking of, because of people I follow, I like North Carolina, but North Carolina fans do not make me want to like them. They are
So
the most opinionated. Well, Duke lost tonight, ass niggas. Like,
look, there was controversy. I'm pretty sure you saw it. I guess North Carolina had beat Duke, and the kids
no,
stormed.
that was Wake Forest. That was
Okay,
Wake Forest.
Wake Forest
That
beat
was Wake
Duke,
Forest. Yeah,
and the
yeah,
kids stormed the court just like it happens in college and stuff. And I think one of the players got minor injury and stuff, and
yeah.
now there's this
One of
big
the
thing about like,
kids.
oh my god, should kids storm? It's like I get it.
It's here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. It's funny because what happened was the kid came over there, hit homeboy straight up, not like harmed him, but he collided with him. And it's like, yo, and it's like, get the why do you have to run into him like that, motherfucker?
Yeah,
But whatever, whatever. We're not going into that. With the whole thing about the kids storming the court. You ask any coach, of course they don't want that shit. Of course they don't want that shit. You ask any player, half the time they don't want it either. But here's the funny thing: if you're a player on the winning side, do you want that? Yes, I do. Or if you are a coach on the winning side, do you want that? 50-50.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So that's what really happens, man. And what really a lot of people are mad about is that it always, of course, it always happens, especially in football, and it's one of those traditions that if you ask sports pundits, oh, we're over this, we're tired of this.
are you sure?
It needs to stop. It needs to stop. Y'all be the first ones showing the replay of it. Like I'm saying, it's always something. So I feel as though they're due. Mm, I mean, yeah, it's beating Duke, but come on, bro.
Yeah, it's
Get
like all
over it.
right, I guess.
Like, and
Yeah,
I think in football it's allowed a little bit more. I think it's allowed a little bit more in football. In football, what you get is if one of them stupid students try to come across a football player, yeah, they get ran right over. You know what I mean? They run into a brick wall. Basketball players, come on, man. They're usually unprotected. They're going to be trying to walk off the court while your dumb ass is trying to hop over stuff, trying to, ah! You know what I mean? So, it's of course there's going to be this conversation, man. Of course there's going to be this conversation and shit, man. So,
yeah.
anyway.
But speaking of which, people being habitual line crossers. So one Cameron Newton, this past weekend at his 7-on-7 football, thing that he holds. And this is and I want people to understand this, because my brother played boys and girls football, and I've been in those arenas, and some people that I know of. I mean, D, have you played like like going to those basketball camps?
Nah, it's so funny. I was either I was not good enough to go, or my dad was like, "Fuck no, I'm not about to pay y'all
Yeah,
$500 to teach my son how to lay up when he already knows how to do a
yeah.
layup."
So you
So
you get these things, and Ryan Clark said it best because he's been to Cam Newton 7-on-7. He said there is a lot of disrespectful shit talking
yeah,
at these events where you
yeah,
get people, and look, both of us on Twitter, you get a lot of these couch people like, I can make a 10-yard run for a first down. Bullshit.
bullshit. Do you
Those
know how
type of
long
guys,
town? Do you look? I always say this to anybody. Y'all know how long 10 yards really is? Do you any of y'all really know how long to y'all? Man, I could throw 40 yards. No, you can't.
no, you
You
can't.
could throw 15 yards with a good burst. No, you can't throw 20 yards. So yeah, of course, man.
You're not Dakota Prescott. All
Yeah,
right,
like man,
dude,
you over
stop.
here, like, hey, yo, man, look, check out Joe Montana over here thinking that he can throw across the field. It's
Me,
50 yards across, and you want to tell me?
fucking Uncle Rico over here, but
I
I can
know,
hit that
right?
mountain over here.
Man,
So,
just run in
anyways,
the middle of the field.
so Ryan Clark said the best. I'm paraphrasing, but there's a lot of Uncle Ricos that pop up at Cam Newton's thing that
Whole
be
lot of them,
talking
I believe
cash
it.
shit to Cam Newton, especially Atlanta niggas. And
Why, why did you have to shave it down to Atlanta niggas?
because it has to be said. Three Atlanta niggas found out the hard way that Cam Newton, number one, Cam Newton is 6'5", 250 pounds solid.
Okay.
D,
This
I
is a
want people.
dude that still thinks he can go into the NFL. So I'm gonna give him an extra 10 pounds. He's actually probably 255 to 260 right now.
This
And
is
he's still lifting weights.
this is a guy that did this to his own teammate. This is not a guy that you just think you could just
You
jump.
can't roll
He
up
smiled at Richard at
at
Josh Norman
Norman.
and actually choked some fucking talent into Josh Norman.
You sure about that? Because it only lasted a seat. Look, but yeah,
The
if
point is,
you
the point is, the point is, look at the smile on his face. That's Cameron before. That's Cam Newton before he was vegan. I'm just saying.
before he was vegan.
These three dudes was
All
like.
right, so he's 240. All right, so he's 246. He is actually smaller than I thought. So
The point
if he's
is,
vegan, he is that. I forgot
he's a
about that.
big dude. People have said he is built. He is big. Like
You remember?
that.
All right, Chris. Remember what I told you? I was trying to describe what I was trying to describe a football player to our boy D, right?
Yeah.
And I was saying, Demetri, all right, think of your build on Chris. He was like, okay, better yet. Think of Chris's height and put my build. He's like, God, yeah, it's a big dude, isn't it? It's
So
like,
these
dude,
guys, and
come on.
apparently there was a lot of shit talking going on, and they tried to get at Cam, and Cam literally ragdolled the shit.
Was it 4-on-1 or 3-on-1? All right.
He
Still.
ragdolled the shit.
My favorite one was the dude that tried to jump over and you saw nothing but feet. That's all you saw, the blur feet. That was the best.
What makes you think that you were going to take out a guy who runs away from defensive linemen that are bigger than him on a
Our
regular
boy,
basis?
our boy Keem said it the best way. He said that nigga ain't never had an offensive line. What made you think
This man had every fucking the dude had every defensive lineman that's a Hall of Famer come at his ass.
I'm gonna be
Why?
real? I'm gonna be real with you. I saw all I need to see when Cam Newton himself took out Alabama in that famous Iron Bowl. I already knew I ain't gonna fuck with this nigga. Yo, and that was Cam only in his first form. I can only imagine Cam bitter at the world, still think he can
D.
play in the
Here's
NFL,
the sick part.
still in shape.
The sick part. His hat didn't come
Didn't
off.
fall off. Now, granted, yeah, there's a hole in that motherfucker, so it's
No
kind of hard.
matter. No
But
matter.
that being said, the nigga's hat didn't fall off. I don't think his glasses went off. Yeah.
I've seen Derrick Henry. That's like somebody trying to fuck with Derrick Henry. Why would you do that?
again, I think like I just said this to everybody because I remember a few years ago everybody was talking about, yeah, man, I love to see Russell Wilson, the Future, get in the fight. Future will fuck that nigga up some street shit. I was like, all right, look, yes, Russ is corny. Russ is a world class athlete.
Russ
Yeah,
will
but
murder him.
shut up.
He will murder
That's a
him.
dude that will get punched by a dude like Future and go, there's a nigga on the Seahawks.
First off, D, this man didn't have an offensive line for the 2 years where he was
two
with the
two
Denver
years he was
with the Denver Broncos. I'm pretty sure Future. It's like,
man, you better tackle that nigga harder. Yeah.
what was that?
Like, yo, I look, this is a look, I'm telling this everybody.
Somebody
Like,
said Russell
again,
Wilson would punch fucking Future and then start stating Bible verses to him afterward.
yes. That's a dude that'll punch you. Well, as it says in Corinthians, you can and it's white Christian. So
Help him off his feet, give him some money, and say, "Be well."
it's gonna be some white Christian-ish, the worst Christian. It's gonna
And Future
be
will look around confused, like,
Future like, why don't y'all help me?
"How you help me, little Future? Why don't you help me?"
I guarantee you, Future like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck that nigga. I'm gonna let him know what time it is. Like, yeah, Russ. Hey, how you doing? Like, how you doing, Future? Damn, you big as shit. No, I thought you was normal on
Little
TV.
Future looking at him like, "Dad, I told you he was
Dad, I
big.
told you not to fuck. Hey, Dad, I told you not to fuck with this light skinned nigga. I told you. I told you.
He
I
treat me
told you.
well."
He treats me well. He takes me to school. Okay, I know we're off topic. Somebody I met in the comment section. I forgot where it was. I think Russ was at the All Star joke, and somebody said Russ with his son, and everybody like, "That's Future son."
It's like, yo, like, all right. The fact that they corrected and said stepson, I'm like, God damn, like,
You saw that too. I was like, "Yo, chill, chill," because you
yo,
want to know his thing. I don't think Future would have cared because I don't think Future knew where he was at that weekend.
this is a sick part too.
And they got All Star Weekend. Shit, we could have linked up. I didn't
Look,
know.
look, look. We say Russ is corny. He's a genuinely nice guy. Like, look, he got the biggest come up. Here's what happens when nice guys actually play it smart. So, for those that don't know, Russell Wilson was in this saga with the Denver Broncos where they wanted him, in order for him to play, take out his clause for the injury.
Hmm.
Russ Wilson was basically like, go fuck yourself. I'm not doing that shit. He's winning because any team that he goes for afterwards, Denver still pays him his full amount.
Hmm.
He won
Hmm.
out. He won.
And I think Denver, like, it's kind of. I got a feeling that's going to bite Denver in the butt.
Oh, yes, it is.
But at the same time, Sean Payton, look, Sean Payton is so full of shit.
Oh, yeah, he is.
He's so full of shit.
100% full of
He
shit.
didn't want him there. He did all this
Oh,
hyping up to the
he yelled at him purposely to see if Russ was going to respond. Because if Russ, I guess apparently if Russ did kind of like get at
buckle.
Buck to get at Sean Payton, I guess there's a clause where it's like, hey, Russ is acting a little, funky, so we ain't gonna do blah 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 blah. And Russ was like, that's cool. He just
unlike
played it
G-
chill.
unlike Jesus clause that we put in his.
But nah, like,
Here's Russ. Y'all do realize that 90% of the NFL are Christians. Yeah. Whatever, Bible thumper. I'm sick of that, by the way. I am sick of the media acting like Christians are the unicorns in the room. I'm like, you do realize that's most of the country. We're some form of Christian. If not, then
these are
we're
the
going to be.
same people that literally sucked the dick of Team Tebow when he was like this.
It's the same people. It's like I don't get whatever.
He's white, D. That was why everybody loved Team
Yeah.
Tebow. So
Also, Tim Tebow is like painfully traditionally Christian, and it's like, ugh. So I kind of get that because that kind of painfully Christian. Like, so what do you think about the gays? Type like you start asking certain questions. What do you think about the civil rights? Like that's the question. That's the type of
no, but
question you.
like past that though, a lot of teams now are in a debacle with the running backs to where it's creating this kind of conversation. And I think we've talked about this before. Like, I guess a lot of these teams are trying to resign their running backs to long term
Mhm.
contracts. Like Tony Pollard, Dallas is trying to sign
I don't know
to a
why. I don't
contract.
know why. That's a good.
Saquon with the Giants because he ain't going anywhere. It's
He
Derrick
needed.
Henry and
He
the
needed to go
Titans.
somewhere. Yeah, you see what happened with Derek? Derek is like, yeah. So I'm done. Be with
Like
God.
and it's creating this whole conversation, I guess, finally about the value of running backs. But it's like I think
We're
we've
gonna
had this conversation before
we're gonna
about
have
like
this conversation forever, Chris. I am pretty sure we're just gonna have this conversation for the rest of our lives because it is going to always come up as how good are these running backs? How valuable are y'all? And I get it. You're not going to get a Derrick Henry. You're
That's an
not going.
anomaly.
That's
It
an
is an
anomaly.
anomaly.
You look, and
AP is an anomaly.
but we're also seeing the same thing what Saquon is going through. But either it's so funny. Saquon, who is injured up, is
That's
still
this
he's
Achilles,
still great.
ACL,
He's
MCL, and
still great.
still kicking.
But what we see what's going on with him is that his skill can only lift up a team so much. So that is a good question. Even if you do get one of these unicorns, how valuable is said unicorn? You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So yeah, I don't like it sucks that running backs have to go through this. But Emmett Smith said it the best way. Running backs are getting hit differently. Running backs are getting used differently. And even if you try, it's like, well, smash mouth them. You can't ask all these running backs to go smash mouth because you shaving off 4 years off their career off the break doing that smash mouth shit. Well, running use them as a wide receiver. And what? Just have an extra wide receiver? You're just gonna get another one. You
Yeah,
just get another one when he slows down a little bit. So
yeah.
yeah, it's a big question. What's going to go on with the running backs, man? Fuck. If I'm a fullback right now, I'm gonna play my role to the fullest because at least I know I'm a blocker and I'm right here, dick type of, you know what I mean?
And here's the thing
I'm
too.
a
There's
blocker. I run screens and I go up the middle. Y'all don't need me for nothing else. I get that, but the running back has to be more versatile. But when you look how the offense goes in the NFL now, it's like, do I really got to pay all this money for this dude?
yeah.
Even if he is good, do I really gotta sit and pay this dude 30 plus?
Hmm.
That seems kind of high when I can get 4 or 5 guys and shake it up and see who comes. You know what I'm saying? Shake it up and see what leaks through the motherfucking holes and see if I can find a good one. I'd rather do that than actually sit and spend 40 million on a Ezekiel Elliott. Nothing wrong with Zeke, but I know when
Hmm.
he gets to year 5, the
Well, there's
engine's going to
also,
be skipping. You know what I mean?
and that's also coming out of the fact that the NFL raised the salary cap, which puts Dallas in a good position to where if they sign Dak to an extension, they actually will have a ton of fucking cap space to be able to re-sign Pollard, get a deal going for what's his face uh uh, uh
With CD and
def-
everybody else.
CD
And
defensive
there's,
what's his face wow,
you know
keep
what?
forgetting his name.
What dude on defense? Who?
Uh,
What?
um, um,
Who? Micah?
yeah, Micah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have to pay Micah.
Oh yeah,
Micah is a generational talent. You're gonna have to pay
and
him.
also they will have room to actually, on top of that, whoever they get in the draft, and potentially there's this whole big rumor of like you should get Derrick Henry. And I'm like,
No,
that's a
no.
lot of money that you have
Now
to throw at them.
there is one, and we have to talk about this, Chris, because we have not talked about this. This is a combination of not only our team, but it's also a combination of our city. There's a chance that we can get Stephon Diggs. Now I got a question for you. It's just being real, and I'm not going to I'm going to I'm taking
Woo.
my fandom out of this. Stephon is not a number one. He's not a number one receiver, and
He's a
people are really.
compliment to CD though.
He's a he could be a compliment to CD. Do you think it's smart for Dallas to go ahead and try to get him?
If you get him, it's a case of who do you have to get rid of on the wide receiving core to get him.
We
And
don't have to.
part of me feels if you do ditch somebody, it's gonna have to be keep forgetting this guy's name, and he's the one that he's been kind of like iffy on the wide receiving core. Hold on, I have his
It
name.
is not even so much get rid of people on the wide receiver core, because he's going to come off as free agency.
Gallup.
So, oh yeah, yeah. Gallup is not.
You would have to
I
put
forgot.
Diggs in for Gallup.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I
If you
think a
put
lot of
Diggs in, that creates a threat on both sides on the wide receiver because it's like, oh shit, who do we get, Diggs or CD?
the
You
only thing
know,
you're only thing you should be worried about is wide receivers being wide receivers. Me. That's the only thing you should be worried about. I don't know how big of a deal that would be. What
also
I
how
like,
much is it going to cost?
that's the thing. That's another thing too. Stephon, I seen your last few years in fucking Buffalo. You ain't helping. You ain't. Are you
That
really
could
worth
be
the
that.
money you think
That
you're worth?
same time D. Same time D. to be fair, when you have this guy, I'm just saying, like the window to me, be honest with you, with Buffalo, the window has shut.
I think the window has shut.
After
I
this
don't think
season,
they
oh,
know
it's
it yet.
done. It's done.
I
Because
just think they didn't know it yet.
here's the thing: we said it on the Super Bowl show. Kansas City is operating on a difficulty scale, and you can't do shit about it. And yet Buffalo, it's like, yo, Buffalo technically on paper is better than the freaking Kansas City Chiefs, and yet they couldn't
Yeah,
do nothing.
yeah, they can't do nothing. Like here's the thing, Buffalo. I think Buffalo, they're gonna have this push that's coming from the NFL that we all seen it this year.
Yeah.
That they are really getting. All right, it's something when the pundits are actually finally saying it out loud. And I think Keyshawn said it the best way. I had to see He said, I had to see Lamar and Dak Prescott go through all this BS, all this, I need this and that. He said, that I'm not a fan of Dak. He had an incredible season.
Yeah.
He got this down. He got that down. He's more proficient when it comes to this and going that. I'm seeing Lamar having one of the best seasons any quarterback can actually ask for. Meanwhile, we got Josh Allen over here. Like, I understand it. We understand Lamar's from the South, so they're gonna look at South dudes, especially Florida dudes, differently.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're gonna look at this and all the rest of that, and they're gonna say that he's immature. They're gonna say this with that's not the truth. Is it? And it's sad that quarterbacks like Lamar have to fight against that so much. And we got Josh Allen, who, let's just be real, these last 2 seasons proved to me he is sixth best in the NFL. If I'm going to give him any rank of how high he is, I like him enough that he's sixth best. He
It's
ain't better
like
than because he's not better than
Mahomes,
Joe. He's not
Dak,
better than Joe.
Well,
Not
Mahomes,
better than Dak. Not better than Mahomes. Not better than Lamar. You're not. And there's one more on the quarterback I'm not thinking of right now. You know what? No, that's me
dare
being
I
dirty.
say, dare I
That's
say,
that's me being dirty. I'm not going that far.
he's not better than Brock. That hurt
If
me to say
Brock
that,
if
but
Brock comes out this next season and
balling.
Brock can still get them to the playoffs, and Josh Allen keeps on doing that,
Derping.
doing derping halfway through a fucking
It's like,
game and going
oh,
yeet across the field.
there's problems.
Oh, they got some problems. Oh, fuck it. I'll say it. Well, actually, no. No, you on the bubble too. I love you, Jalen, but you on the bubble with me.
Hey,
This
I put
year
two over Josh Allen.
proved to me that Jalen Hurts might not be it. And I look,
No, 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 no. He's on the bubble, but I ain't gonna
he's on the
quite throw
bubble
him
with
up.
me. I'm
He
not throwing
he ain't
disrespecting
like
him yet.
he's not like his predecessor where it's like, oh, the writing's on the wall. No, 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 no.
No, no, no. It ain't like it ain't Carson Wentz. Hey, Carson.
Hang it up.
Come stop. The train has stopped moving. All right.
It's like, what do we? Nah. He
Matthew
can.
Stafford has proven to me that him on a decline is better than Josh Allen.
I will take Kirk. You like that Cousins over Josh Allen?
You know I would. You know
Oh,
I
you
like
know I
Kirk Cousins.
love.
I like Kirk Cousins. That's why I like Kirk Cousins. Good for 6 games, ass. Kirk Cousins, woo. Like, I hate that my dad made me join his force of evil this year to drag Kirk Cousins. I am so sick. Yo, Dad, I know you don't look at the show like that, but sure, I blame you for making me drag that nigga the whole season. I like Kirk Cousins, and I came out this season, I can't stand this.
Hey, fantasy. He is great.
He's always been great. Mwah, kiss him on the forehead. He's always been that person for me.
It's like I love
Hey,
you.
hey, leave Kurt alone. All right? It's all right, Kurt. Get your 4,000 yards. Don't care. Close your ears to these haters, okay? He's been great for D in his fantasy. I don't know about you. Oh, man. But of course, the thing we had to say from earlier, we didn't make this joke, but we have to make this joke. Cam, you did this.
Teach your man how to squabble. Get that trigger next time, nigga.
I have. Y'all got to stop approaching these athletes, man.
I'm sorry, like that's you want to think
Basketball
people.
players, I get it, but even then, you probably got to fight their entourage. You know what I mean? So
Look,
it's all good
if
until
this a,
you approach somebody.
hey, look, if there's a look, it's like somebody. You know what? I dread the day somebody try to get at Dak Prescott. I'm like, have you seen Dak Prescott? Like,
Dak is a big dude too, yeah. All these football players are big. You just can't walk up to them thinking you're gonna do something, yeah.
I want people to understand something. Like, I go to the gym and all that stuff, right? Eris was right there. I was standing. Me and Seamus again, same height. Seamus weighs way more than me and just built like just built.
Yeah, like a fucking
I
brick.
would never in my lifetime put hands on Seamus. Seamus would punch my head off my shoulders. Like, what are we doing
Speak
here?
well, all right. I don't have the video of it, but shout out to first off, I have learned this. At least if there's anything I have learned this past weekend, Australian TV reporters and shit are so disrespectful. They're straight up disrespectful. So every time WWE goes down to Australia, you
Mhm.
get one dumbass reporter. Well, all this is fake, right? Austin Theory went down there and protected the shit out of the business. Now,
I heard.
months earlier, Grayson Waller did the same thing. We was like, "That's right, Grayson." This one was worse because dude approached him and Austin like, I don't give a fuck what you say. Nah, I'm gonna say it in front of these fucking cameras. Fuck you, man. Like if we go to fucking like, I'm like, that's a white boy. That's a black boy from Atlanta that knows how to wrestle. He is going to kill you. Like, that's all. Like, here's the thing. Here's the thing for everybody. When it comes to wrestling, certain states like football, that's a religion to them. That's Georgia. That's wrestling is a religion to them.
Southern wrestling, you cannot. No, you can't do
What?
that.
No, no. This is real. I show you what's real. You want me to like? I'm like, yo. I'm thinking to myself. Hey, Austin, open hand slap that. Do it. Do it. Dutch Schultz. Do what Schultz did. Yeah. Do what Dr. Def did. Like open hand. That's an open hand slap, boy. You can't take that. You can't take wrestling. do, do what Schultz did. You give him a, that's all you do. The standard slap upside the head. If you can't take that as a wrestler, you can't be.
I gotta
This
say,
is not
man,
for you.
Elimination Chamber being at the ass crack of dawn just really fucked me up. In grand scheme, if you're a wrestling fan, it shouldn't be a bad thing because a lot of motherfuckers will watch New Japan's fucking shit
But
at
here's the thing,
4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and
and this
shit.
is coming
So
from a New Japan person. Stop acting like everybody can do that.
I know,
Let's
I
do it.
know.
Like every New Japan person. Well, I'm used to. Shut up. Shut up.
That's a once a year thing,
Shut
sir.
up. Even with look. I only saw one Wrestle Corner live. I mean Wrestle Corner, Wrestle on Kingdom live, and I'm good. I will see it later on today. I don't need to wake up.
4 o'clock in the morning.
The best way actually Wrestle Kingdom one year it came on at 9 o'clock and it was well that 9 o'clock. No, God, what time was it when it came? Actually, it was actually when I woke up. It was like at 7 in the morning. And it was on. It was already on, so that was cool. But still, waking up early for all this, man. Luckily for me, I woke up. I woke. This is what happened to me though, Chris. Wifey went to work earlier that day, right?
Mm,
Went to work early, right? So she left. I'm like, oh shit, oh shit.
elimination
Elimination
chamber.
chamber on. I turned that bitch on, right? And my stream froze up, right? And I was watching with my kids, and my kids like, we gonna turn on the PlayStation and all that. I like, yeah, I'm about to get this going. I'm about to watch the rest of this match. I went right to sleep. I went right back to sleep. I woke up, man. What the fuck happened? Here's the thing. Here's the other thing, Chris. Here's the other thing. I meant to tell you this. I meant to show you this. We cannot, y'all cannot, we cannot approach these athletes like they're normal people. With wrestlers, with basketball, with football players, and we saw with basketball players. Kevin Durant ran out to the court and around the court just to do some regular shooting like the rest of the team. He heard two fans from from the Dallas Mavericks go, bitch, because Kevin Durant is a walking mill ass nigga that don't comb his hair. You goddamn right he was gonna turn back around and
Mhm.
face who said that to him. I know that look, I knew that was gonna happen. He got over there, and ladies and gentlemen, one of the best memes I have ever seen in my life was created. Not by the man, but by the woman. My nigga, what's up?
It's the beer in her hand as she's doing it.
Tongue,
That's
it's
great.
the beard, the tongue. She knew she was in the wrong.
My
Hey,
bad.
what's
My
up? You know I'm
bad.
playing with you, right? What's up? Yeah, man. I liked you on the Warriors, man. You know what I mean? I like it. The beers are full. They're not even fully drunk yet. And
Game didn't even start yet. It's like,
game
God
didn't
damn.
even start. They just doing warm-ups. Y'all already trying to buzz already. But my girl got the lead though, yo. That's what kills me.
If that
What's
was a
up, big
black
homie?
woman, if that was
What's
a
up, big
black
homie?
woman, I think Kevin would have been like, all right, fine, right? Because
Kevin
there's
was like, no, he would be like, he would have been the same way because, like I said, he he a see pleasant nigga that goes when he see a comb. So
no,
of
no, but
course he was
but
gonna
I
turn
do, but
around.
I also feel there's a measure of like, as black people, like we'll say some shit, but then there's that like, I'm just kidding, da 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 kind of thing, and stuff, and that's me.
No,
I,
no, you're not all the way wrong with that. I agree because I think that the problem that the NBA players have, and I think a lot of people are having a difficulty trying to understand this, is that a lot of players are just finally fed up with a lot of the fans who think they can say whatever the fuck they want to say.
LeBron booted out two people while he was playing the game. Like, hey,
No, I
get in
know.
line,
Look,
man.
and when LeBron did it, he did have it right for it. It's like, so every time I come up this sideline, here you calling me everything in the world, boy.
But the man of God,
Bye,
no, get him out
bye,
of here.
bye,
No,
bye, bye. You call me boy? What? Like what plantation shit is like? People always say, "Well, just why fans can't be fans." They can. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. It's when y'all get in the vicinity of these players and y'all still feel the need to disrespect them. This ain't the '90s where you can do that shit with no discipline coming at you. This is like y'all saw what happened. Like
did
did
y'all not
we
remember Malice in the
that's
Palace?
what I'm saying. Did we not learn nothing from the Malice in the Palace? Y'all can't be throwing stuff. Y'all can't be saying stuff like that because these players are tired of that shit, man. And yes, being there, everybody boo us, do all the rest of that shit. But y'all just love habitually crossing that line, man. That's why you seeing these people getting kicked out of games, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild, man. Also, what else is wild is that there was this black man that looked suspiciously like Alex Rodriguez in the
That looks like Alex Rodriguez. Is it? Is it him?
it. Hey, Chris, you didn't know Alex Rodriguez, who is one of the co-owners of the Timberwolves. Yeah, he I guess he just tanned very well. And that's yeah, he reversed Sammy Sosa himself, and the world has not stopped laughing.
Hey. Speaking of which, I don't know.
I love it.
I don't know if you've been paying attention. JJ Redick and Doc Rivers are beefing, and you know what? Gotta admit, I agree with JJ Redick on the assessment of Doc Rivers.
All right. Look, here's the thing. JJ can say what he want with Doc Rivers because he played for the man,
Yeah,
and I think a lot of people are saying the same thing about Doc Rivers. I think he's the only one in the media that's really doing it. But the bigger conversation that came out was JJ saying, "God, do we have anything else to talk about?" Like, if it's like, when are we going to talk about this? We going to do this. Shout outs to Stephen A. Smith walking the company line. Thank you for that, Steve. Thank you for deadening the conversation. But it does bring up a thing that I've been having a problem with in NBA media ever since I was a kid. Can y'all talk about the fucking game?
yeah. I mean, look,
And
that's
I don't blame LeBron on this. It got worse when LeBron got in the league. It got tremendously worse.
because it's hot
Where
take city.
that is it. It's just hot takes and nothing else. I'm tired of that,
Well,
man.
that was something. But let's be real. That was something that a lot of people felt some way during the NFL season
Stop.
because
20 years?
mhm,
20?
20 years, bro.
One of the best days ever. Anyway, go
I
ahead.
was living out in California, but we'll get into that. But
We'll
but
get into
anyways,
no. We'll talk about. No,
we might have to do an
we're
episode. We
making
might
a deal out of that. We're
yes.
making a deal out of that.
No.
Ooh. Anyway,
So, like, but my thing is, like, during the NFL season, there were a lot of people like, hey, how come First Take and all these other people don't talk about the rest of the NFL teams? Why is it that every episode is Dallas Cowboys?
Dallas Cowboys.
The
What did
Chiefs and
Josh Allen?
what did
What did
Josh
Josh Allen do? What did
ba-
Patrick Mahomes
barely
do?
about what Josh Allen does and stuff like that. It's
What did
always the
Patrick
hot
Mahomes
takes,
do and
and it's
stuff
never
like that?
about
It's
like,
the same
hey,
five shit.
what about the Dolphins? What about the Vikings? What about the Detroit Lions? It's none of those things. And on one hand, I agree. I forgot it was Keyshawn. I don't think it was Keyshawn. It might have been Stephen A. or somebody that was like, well, the viewers don't care about that. Okay, sure, but it's your job to make them care. It's your job to
Exactly.
make them care. It's not
And
like, come on.
and I think look, and the one thing I always beg for is this was during when the Wizards was having a good run with Arenas and everybody else, and I was wondering like there are like other good teams in the East that don't have this player, this player, this player. You do realize there's a rest of a league that you can still talk about, right? There's still other teams you can talk about. There's still other things that went on in the game that can inform the fans better of how basketball works or blah 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 whatever have you. There are other things to talk about.
Yeah.
And yet we have this conversation every 5 years and the media go, "It's all in your head, sweetie. We talk about everything. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up."
All right.
This next this next segment is going to be about the Los Angeles Lakers. We already had it before, but we're going to do it again.
Bro, it be irking me because they talk about the Lakers if they lost last night, blah blah blah. Who's playing LeBron, AD, yada
And
yada
I
yada.
get it as far as who's the number one star in the league. You know what I mean? At
Right.
least with basketball, I can understand this logic. Who's the number one star? Cool. Let's talk about his team. When we're done, we're done.
But they go to the next
Let's go.
segment about let's talk about LeBron and his attitude. It's like, bro, we're done. What are we doing here?
Y'all know the
Like,
listen, y'all know the Bucks and the Spurs had a really good game last night.
the Boston Celtics are number one. Can we talk about that?
Can we talk about that? I would like to talk about that. And that's and this one of the things I did fear with the Nuggets. They didn't do what the Nuggets I thought they would. So forgiveness for my blackness feeling like it being attacked, but I thought it was going to be Joker 24/7 this year. It hasn't been.
You want to know
And
why?
it's
Because
it's because Denver is doing the normal Denver thing where they go up and down, you know what I mean? But
I mean, you know why though? Because the Denver Nuggets are just a regular ass team that has no controversy.
man, nothing's major. Nothing's major. You know, I really thought they would have
Your star player treats basketball like it's a 9 to 5 job. Like, yep, game's over. Time to go home. I'm out. Like,
been, you know
all
what?
right, cool.
But here's the thing: when it comes to media, y'all wonder why y'all losing to people on the internet. I'm not saying that we're big, of course we're not,
No.
but you're losing to people like us. You're losing to Draymond's show when Draymond gets in to talk about
Losing to
basketball.
Gilbert Arenas show.
You're getting cooked by Gilbert Arenas right now.
Who?
You're getting cooked by Cameron and Mace.
Cam Newton show is fucking cooking.
Cam is doing good. I don't like it that much, but it's a
Depends on
pretty
who's the
good show.
guest, but yeah.
Ryan Clark puts on a great show. Y'all losing to these Bamas, man. And it's like, why? Because they're actually talking about the game. They're actually talking about at least the issues that they can connect with
And
because
that's
they
what
are actually athletes and they know what's going on with the shit. Even when it comes down to niggas like us, Chris, at least we're talking about different stuff. At least there's a fan perspective where we can see it from our end, where we get all the information. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? At least even then, and some of us, shout outs to us that like this is a regular fan show for us.
Yeah.
But if me and Chris really wanted to buckle down and do this shit like we do Three Black Geeks, oh my God, do you not saying how easy it is, but do you know how great it would be for me and Chris to fully be sports nerds and go to events and actually give out interviews
Done.
with crap nigga, that's what I'm saying. How in the world world are you getting cooked by regular people? Because we don't want to see the same thing over and over again. It was one of the reasons why I didn't want Shannon to go to ESPN, because I knew it was just going to flatten out everything and it was going to be the same shit.
Mhm.
Here we are. I barely look at First Take. I like it, Skip. I don't watch the show that much. I need to because it's actually better than what I give it credit
It's
for.
actually pretty good. I think
Undisputed is
because
actually better than what I give it credit
him
for.
and Keyshawn actually have an interesting dynamic in a way where it's this very tame.
Keyshawn is underrated. Keyshawn is really underrated. I think he's really coming into his own when it comes to that shit because he's really good. Yeah, he's really good.
The way he talks is like, dude, he talks just like my dad. Like, you gotta understand, it's like, yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna give it to him. But
What?
when I seen him do this, yada yada yada. Speaking of which, actually, real quick, get this out the way for us when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. Mike Zimmer is back with our squad.
Defense.
Um, I'm mixed. When I told you I was mixed, and the thing I'm mixed about is um I don't know if he's going to make our defense better. That's the one. That's my only concern.
It's dependent on how he has the players and if it's
hmm
going to be different than what.
The flip side of that, oh, that's a winning Dallas coach. We need that, and that's a bolt of Dallas pride we need because it's greatly missing. And I think Mike McCarthy, as much as I'm not a big fan of his offense, I think it will complement it very well. You know what I mean? I think he will. I think he's not going to make us worse than I know Zimmer's not going to make us worse. I know that. That I'm confident in that we got that. There might be something that's missing there that is like one of these young dudes needed somebody to yell at him like that. I think
Well,
him and D Law going to bump heads, but I think it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be no, show me what the fuck you are.
also,
So I think that might help us. I actually do think it might help us. So I'm kind of mixed. I ain't gonna lie.
Dan, Dan, oh, I wish you well with the Commanders. Hopefully, I predict, I'm predicting this 9-7 season. They get in the wild card.
I don't know who their offensive coordinator is. Speaking of which, Bellamy is going to be at UCLA, not as the head coach, but as an assistant
I
again.
feel bad for him because
Something
on
is telling
paper,
me, something is telling me that he really is as toxic as everybody say he is. You know,
I never heard of like. So what did you hear? I didn't know he.
not toxic. Players don't respond to him. The players just don't respond to him the
But
way
he
they
did so
should.
well with Kansas City. So do you think that's more so because of Mahomes and all that, the talent?
I'm gonna say talent. I will agree with you. It might have been too high of a talent, and it was like, all right, bruh, we know what we're doing. You know, I'm gonna give it that, but at the same time, when you have a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, the OC does come. Well, I think you should.
Yeah,
That's gonna happen. You know what I mean? But also, and I heard this constantly on 106 here in DC. I heard it constantly on 106 a fan. They kept on saying that the players did not respond to him.
Hmm.
And I think and personally, I think that's a combination of stuff that was just going on with the
Oh, yeah.
Redskins, yeah. So I can't really put it on him, but there's this been commonality that I've been saying that players just don't fuck with him like that.
Yeah.
And why? Hopefully, it worked better in college.
But
I
here's
really do because I think Eric Bellamy deserves to be a head coach somewhere for somebody, whether it be in college or the NFL. I think he does deserve that. But wow, they just don't want this nigga to lead nothing.
but going back to the NBA real quick. So JJ Redick's beef with Doc Rivers is mainly stemming from, again, he played under him and stuff, and it was just kind of a thing of he's just tired of Doc making fucking excuses like, oh my god, it's so hard, da 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 da. And even Gilbert, even Arenas even brought it up. It's like, bro, you have all this talent, and yet you somehow came in and the team is worse when you got on, which kind of goes back to, okay, if Milwaukee slips, because Milwaukee was in second
hmm
before the coach got fired, now they're
hmm
in third behind Toronto. And slip it even more because now you got the New York Knicks on the fucking come up right now.
I ain't worry about the Knicks. If I'm the Bucks, and I agree with Gilbert Arenas, at this point is seeding. I'm worried if we got to face the Heat.
Nigga, bro, the
I'll be
Heat.
I'll be terrified if I got to play the
But
Heat
there's the
again.
thing. He said it best. Y'all lost to the Memphis Grizzlies, who had nothing but G League talent and rookies. And you had all your starters and you couldn't beat the Memphis Grizzlies.
Marquise Johnson came on the show and he actually talked about that. And Marquise, of course, he works for the Bucks and he's trying, he's gonna fight for his side and all the rest of that. But god damn, what's COVID coughing? Jesus, seriously, shit, yeah. Fuck me. Anyway, um, but no, of course he's gonna fight for his side. but he did say something that's interesting. He noticed that Dame is still uncomfortable with his game with that team. And I'm with Gilbert. How much fucking time you need, nigga?
Thank you.
Because, and like at this point, you should like time's running up. Y'all about to hit the playoffs. Y'all done lucked up that the 76ers are going to be diminished. They're going to be like the seventh, eighth seed, maybe the sixth seed. I don't know. I don't where they at? They at six right now? I
No,
don't know what
fifth.
it's they're fifth. Yeah,
Fifth.
but still, you're lucky you ain't got to
They're
see
basically
Embiid.
waiting for Embiid to come back in the playoffs because apparently
I don't think
Embiid.
he's not
No,
coming back for the playoffs.
they said technically the way the injury was, he'll be ready for the playoffs, but they're saying at best, if the 76ers make it to the second round, then he'll be ready. And that's a big if.
That is a big if. That is a big
And the
if.
76ers, they've been treading, they've been doing all right.
The Bucks to me have to figure out what the fuck they're gonna do.
Because you can't
They
be
really have to,
half-assing it again. You trying to play Boston?
because here's the funny thing. It was kind
Boston's
of cool.
cooking.
Here's the thing, and as much as I don't like the Knicks, there's a big possibility we're looking at the Eastern Conference Finals against the Celtics and the Knicks. That is a reality. As much as I don't think the Knicks is good enough to win it. Trust me, but that's I'm with Brendan Jennings. Brendan Jennings said the best way. Let's do it, man. I'm what? Did
DD.
it. Bring it back for that. I'm like, yes.
Dude,
Boston versus the Knicks. Did it. I'm like, let's
we're
go.
staring
I'm
at a.
for it.
Let's be real. We're also staring at a Western Conference Finals that could be either Denver and the Timberwolves, or OKC in Denver, or OKC in
All right,
Minnesota
all right.
Timberwolves,
Let me join you on that because
with the possible on the Clippers.
but
Clippers have
all right,
been pretty good.
all right. When it comes to the West, just off the top 10, if it started today, um, if
Golden
it's
State is 10.
Golden State 10, Lakers
Lakers
9, Mavericks 6, Mavericks 8, Kings 7, Pelicans 6, Suns 5th, Clippers, Nuggets, Thunder, Timberwolves. Timberwolves, I got them doing well, but I don't know how well they're going to do. Just being honest,
Yeah.
I don't like Rudy Gobert in the playoffs. I don't. So,
Yeah.
but he got Anthony Edwards there, and he got freaking Cat there now, and it is a bit of a different dynamic with that team. So
Mhm.
it might. I don't know if it's finals, but it's good enough to make it to the finals to me. Love OKC. There's nothing but a bunch of rookies and
Mhm.
Shea pretty much got everybody on his shoulders. Here's the problem: it's the playoffs and it's a young team. They if Let's just go with this idea because there's a possibility that could happen if they turn on the Jets and the Lakers get in seventh place and it is the Thunder versus the Lakers would eat them alive.
Yes, they would.
That's the part that worries me about Oklahoma. I just don't think they have the experience to really deal with NBA pressure, the NBA playoff pressure. The Nuggets are still the Nuggets. You still got to give them the champions nod on that one. I
Mhm.
think the Clippers are championship or bust. So if anything, I'm just going to be real with you. I think the Clippers are going to make it to the
I
final.
think the
Make it to the Western Conference
I
Finals.
think
They
one
have to.
the
They
thing about the
have to.
Clippers that was great was that once Russ was like, "Yo, let me come off the bench and put these other players in," everything all of a sudden it was like click, everything was working.
Everything. It actually finally flowed up. I think the Suns, because they're dealing with this little rocky road that they have to go through on the rest. I think the Suns are one of those dudes where they can stay in fifth place and somehow they make it to the final,
They
the
have a lot of
conference finals.
pressure given who they got on that team.
But here's the difference. I think they are in the same position as the Clippers, but there's less pressure on them than it is with the Clippers. I think the
How do
Clippers,
you figure?
dog. You have Kawhi, you have James Harden, you have Russ, and you have a pretty decent goddamn bench.
Bill.
And you like that's what I'm saying. No, I'm talking about the Clippers. I'm talking
No,
about the
Clippers got
Clippers
Bradley
themselves.
Bill.
No, they don't.
Or is that the Suns that got Bradley
That's
Bill?
Suns, man. Don't do
Oh,
that to
okay.
me.
I
You
don't know
fucked
why
me
I
up.
thought the Clippers
But
had
still,
Bradley Bill. My
but
bad.
still,
Sorry,
but
sorry
still,
about that.
the Clippers got all this pressure on them. They fuck it up. That's it.
Oh,
That's
it's
it.
done. It's done.
You moved the half the universe to get James out here. So this is it. they have to make the conference finals, and I think they will. I'm not saying they're going to make it to the NBA finals, but they got to at least make it there. The
Mhm.
Suns have that same pressure on them, but no one can is a little bit less. They can afford to fuck up this year and come back next year stronger. So there's a less pressure on them to make it, yeah. So
Mhm.
I got that. Now the Pelicans, the Kings, the Mavericks, and the Lakers and the Warriors. That's going to be fun because this is as only in the West or the Western Conference we can say this. That's a complete shit show. But it ain't because they all winning teams. But it's a shit show. The different like I like Dallas out of all of them, but I don't think Dallas is strong.
Nah.
Again, it's just White Mamba. Nothing against Tim Hardaway. Nothing against Tim Hardaway. Nothing against what's the face down there too, you know. Nothing against our boy Daniel Gafford. I love that Gafford's
Gafford.
down there. Good for you, bro. We'll chase that ring. You deserve one. But dog, this ain't it. You know what I mean? It ain't it. That's not the squad. The Kings, I just like the Kings to be there for shits and giggles, just so the Timberwolves can kick them the fuck out. Good for the Kings. I want them to. I know the Warriors ain't going to make it, and the Warriors talk so
No,
much shit
no,
this
no, no.
year.
You know what's gonna?
They're
It's
not making them. Look,
no.
they're going to get into playoff. You know what I do want? The final play-in game, Lakers versus the Warriors. That I want. I
Oh,
want the ratings.
Here's the
That
thing.
I want.
You just said it best. The NBA is gonna will that into
Oh, they're
existence.
gonna will it. If both of those teams
It's gonna be a
drop
lot
into the
of
play-in,
shenanigans afoot in the playing games.
ooh, that's gonna be one of those games where they got to tell each other, we got to win this game by 15, because the refs are gonna be everything. So y'all, look, we got to come out there swinging. I'm for that. I hate how the NBA got me hyped for a playing game, but that is a
But
playing
that,
game.
but
That's
D,
what I want to see. That's
that's what these
ratings, nigga.
playing games are for. The fucking ratings for these kind of story setups. Because
Yep.
look, I called this at the beginning of the season when we saw how desperate straits the Warriors and Lakers. I was like, it's gonna be Lakers and Warriors for a playing game.
They're
Already
gonna fight.
smell it.
They fighting for that seventh spot. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna fight for that seventh spot.
And
It's
then
gonna
they're
get
gonna play the
ugly.
Nuggets and get mollywopped.
I don't know. Here's the funny thing. If I give the Lakers any shot, I give them a shot against the Thunder. I give them a shot against the Suns. That's about it. If I'm the Lakers, I want the Suns because I think the Suns can't take the pressure of the Lakers being there.
Same time.
Thunder, eat them alive. They're kids. You know what I mean? Just be no offense to, like I say again, Shea Alexander is probably to me. I'm like Gilbert Arenas. He's the MVP this year. But son, they gonna break y'all up and snort y'all. So that's all I
So,
gotta say.
same time with the Lakers. Hey, so how's AD's health?
I'm all right. He's been all right. He's
Been
been all
alright,
right.
but
He's been all right.
you look at him wrong, he might shit, my leg. You know, you just
What y'all doing? We're glaring at him. Why? We heard glare takes off -10 off his knees. Now,
Whew,
meanwhile in the East,
the Hawks.
this is the true
The
shit show.
coasting that the Hawks have been.
Boy, they're
Somebody said,
Chris. How
somebody
can
said,
no
this
Chris?
somebody
How the
said
hell can
that
you coast at 25 and 32? That's not coasting, nigga.
they're the definition of mid. I'm
They
sorry.
are. They're literally the definition of mid. Somebody actually sat down at the All-Star game and calculated all their games like it was like the last like 10 years, and they are a perfect 500. They are perfectly mid. It is like, yeah, the
Hey,
Hawks have been that way.
That's what we call the Jameis Winston special.
Dog, I had been. Here's the sick part. You want to know the sick part? I ain't got the hat around me to show. Oh yes, I do. I. That's all I, as a Wizards fan, has been warning. Perfectly mid. If the Wizards were perfectly, I wouldn't say a damn thing. You wouldn't hear a word come out of D. I would love perfectly mid.
Look, the Wizards are perfectly mediocre
No, they're
sometimes.
not. They're perfectly. That's 11th place again, guys. What? We trying, man.
No. It's, I mean, they're alright, overrated as fuck, but
No,
alright.
no, no. Every time we're good, we're overrated. Every time the Wizards get good, it's like y'all do realize. Yeah, we know. First round. Shut up.
But this is the reason why every year I'm like, let's go for that play-in spot, guys.
Come on,
Every
guys,
year.
get up.
Let's go for 10th place.
Anyway,
Yay.
ninth place is the Bulls, eighth Magic, seventh Pacers, sixth Heat, fifth Sixers, fourth
The
Knicks, three
Pacers should be
Bucks,
better than what their record is.
Cavaliers.
Uh-oh, D froze. That's me. D froze. No. All right. He'll be back. Hopefully it's not. Okay, you're back. So you said Cavaliers second, Boston Celtics first. Okay, froze again. Let's go. Come on. No. Hopefully. He'll be back. Give us a second, folks. All right. See what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay, D must be resetting. Give us a second, folks. Give us a second. Be back on. Be done. Pop in. It'll work.
There we go.
All right, cool. I was like, D froze. No.
I'm mad that I did, man. I didn't know. It was like, what the fuck happened?
But yeah, Cavaliers being a second blows my mind.
Donovan Mitchell has been doing a fantastic job with that squad, man. I think they do have the same problem that the
Ah. It's like D was just that. Cap that. Why me, Lord? Oh man. Why is it not doing that? Nope. Dude's probably resetting stuff at the moment. See what happens. That's weird in and of itself. Jeez. All right. Are you back?
I hope I am because Verizon can eat pizzas. Oh, yo, man, I hate that. I hate that. Like, yo, what is it? The router? Is it the? Is it like? Is it the router? Is it the? Is it my computer? And that's like, no, it can't be because the internet's still in. Like, it can't be this. It's like, whatever, man. You
But
know,
I think you put it this way, I would feel very sad if the Celtics don't make the NBA championship, especially with how stacked that squad is.
it's not even so much how much they stack. I think they have the advantage. They're dealing with no Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
They're dealing with a Bucks team who don't know what the fuck they are.
And the
And
coach
I
isn't
think
helping it.
and here's a funny thing. I think there's a lot of pressure on them with that because they gotta not only play higher than what they're already playing anyway, but they kind of got to work around the bullshit that is Doc Rivers.
But
It's
also,
saying it like that. The Knicks, yes, they're nice. Knicks and the Cavaliers, yes, they're nice, but you can beat them. You know what I mean?
all I'm
The,
saying
the
is,
only team that looks like they can beat you is the Heat, but
here's the AD.
I can beat them.
Don't you say that, but all it takes is for Jimmy to all of a sudden get some inspiration, be like, "Fuck this shit, we doing
Jimmy,
this."
this is the thing we always got to talk about with Jimmy. Jimmy plays meh. I don't care about basketball ball from the beginning of the season till about February. From here to the playoffs, it's like oh now you want to show up, and then when the playoffs start, he's fucking Jordan. So Jimmy Butler is going to have a wild legacy when he leaves this sport. That's all D's
In a
going to
good
say.
way, because it's just
Yeah,
like, fuck.
in a good way. You know what I mean? I will say that, man. I think it, I don't like the Cavaliers' chances in the playoffs. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, oh damn it, Verizon's messing it up again. No. Oh man, the internet giveth and the there it is. I was about to say the internet giveth and the internet taketh.
I don't know.
Maybe it's
Whatever.
the internet saying get off of basketball and talk about wrestling.
Talk about the wrestling. We gonna talk about a man sport. We gonna talk about a real sport like wrestling.
Hey, you hear Tamatonga is signed with WWE, right?
Is he actually signed with it? I heard he's on his way there. Now, New Japan, they're going through a whole little shift right now because Tamatonga, yes, he did leave WWE. He is headed for WWE. I don't know if he's signed. I know he's headed. I know
Yeah,
he's headed.
headed to WWE, but he's not like signed, so you know.
I wonder how that's going to work for him. He's in his late 30s, so I don't know how they're going to use him or how they're
do,
going to bring him in.
do you
He's
Samoa
going
Joe
straight
him?
to he's going straight to NXT. I know that much.
I
That
mean,
like,
look,
and that's not a bad thing. It's just more of we need to get you used to American wrestling. You just can't be bully footing people in the back of the neck like it's Japan no more,
the
bro.
sick part is everybody already coming up with all these stories. Oh, he's going to join the bloodline. I'm like, stop, don't do that.
Speaking of another person that's gone his way, I seen everything. Shout outs to this man, one of the greatest.
AEW bound. Of course, I come fast. I got fish to catch. Jesus Christ. Of course. Of course. It hates us. It really does. Okada's joining the AEW, guys. Yeah.
Actually, I saw he was in. He already did some events in TNA too. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I think he's mainly
TNA's
going to be in AEW though.
yeah, TNA has been interesting lately. I think it's also interesting in the fact that TNA and I think we talked about that with Royal Rumble, TNA, and WWE and that whole recognition and stuff. I'm like,
Mhm.
that's interesting.
There's still been a lot of record.
I swear, man, they're not letting us be great. They are not letting us be great tonight. It really isn't. This sucks. They are not letting us be great tonight, man. I swear, man. It's like we can't win. I want people to know, like, we got a 3BG show tomorrow, and I'm hoping that everything goes right tomorrow.
It's because my sons are playing PlayStation right now. Is that what it is? It can't be. They've been playing PlayStation for the last 2.5 hours. It can't be. I don't know.
It
Whatever.
freezes again. It'd be like, son, get the fuck off the PlayStation.
Oh, I'm about to. I'm close to it already. I'm close to it already. Real quick, everybody also been recognizing that Dave Meltzer's full of shit because everybody been saying shit like this. Wait a minute, Dave.
Why weren't any of your reports true? Because I'm Dave Meltzer. Ah! Mm-mm-mm. That's a perfect picture right there. Might tell the kids to bounce off the PlayStation for me.
I'm sorry, what, sir? I gotta be
Might, might,
professional. What?
might have to tell the kids to bounce off the PlayStation.
It might be that. I'm hoping it won't be.
Might
I
have
hope.
to. I can give you a minute if you need to, go. Just tell them to, put the kibosh on PlayStation for like another 10 minutes.
I don't know if it's that. That's the worst part. I don't want to be a bad father.
The editing on this episode is going to be funny. You know that, right?
It's gonna be hilarious. Highly hilarious. Like I said, Rhea's still the champion.
Well, two black people got bopped out of Elimination Chamber early. Happy
You know
Black
what?
History
Shut the
Month,
fuck up.
folks.
Y'all need to shut the fuck up about that. Even though
I didn't
I,
harp on it. I'm just going
I
by what
didn't
I
harp
see.
on it, but we all seen it. We all.
Oh man, this is hilarious. This is hilarious, man. This is hilarious. This just reminds me, honestly, of early 3BG when like I had to sit there and deal with internet problems a handful of times, or Eris had to deal with internet problems a couple of times. So this just feels like just sweet memories of early 3BG, honestly.
Oh yeah, it does.
Because whether Eris had issues or whether I had issues or D had issues, somebody was fucking up on the internet.
I remember one time your internet was bad and just kept on blinking out on us for no fucking reason.
Bro, I was pissed. I was pissed. Verizon was like on my ass that night. I'm like, so we just having outages tonight, huh? That's what we're doing. What we doing, huh?
I feel like that's what's going on now. I really do.
So you want to just end this? So
Fuck it, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, folks, we'll be back. We'll probably go a little bit detailed on Elimination Chamber, and I'm pretty sure a lot of wrestling stuff will probably pop up between now and then.
Yeah, exactly. So
So, anyways, we'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace.